welcome back to the Non-League Adventure Season 3 Episode 4 with me GW365 playing Football Manager 2016 with Curzon Ashton Football Club. If you joined us last time, we played top of the league and subsequently got trounced 3-0. Within 11 minutes we were 3-0 down, never really looked forward after that. We did dominate the possession to some extent, but yeah, we got pasted. It prompted a change in tactics for the next couple of games. I've tried a few different tactics and you'll see what happens later. We followed that up with a 2-0 loss at home to Torquay. We didn't do too bad in this first half, but then it came out firing, did Torquay in the second half and just really put us to the sword. Took us to 8 games without winning. It's really concerning. Ebbsfleet, the major game that really made me start thinking about changing the tactic, and it's not really paid dividends. So we had quite a few draws, 3 draws, and we've lost like the ones otherwise, which is not good, of course. We followed it up with yet another draw, this time Woking. We probably were a bit lucky. They played slightly better than us. They had more chances, so we were fortunate really. But in this game, JJ Hooper scored, which is pleasing. What was less pleasing was he was injured again for another 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, which is more likely 8. We did bring in on loan. I forgot to put the screenshot in that showed us loaning someone, this guy, Michael Tete, or Tete, I don't know how you pronounce it. I know there's a guy with the same name plus in Norwich. Sorry, I just grazed the microphone as I went to have a sip of my tea. He's a central midfielder, ball-winning midfielder, advanced playmaker. He's pretty all-round. His all-round game is pretty strong. The exception of strength, really, I don't think he's that bad. His determination stood out. His teamwork stood out. He's on the whole, his physical stood out. Excuse me. And I was very pleased to get him in for nothing a week from Fleetwood for the rest of the season. I think I might have got him from 2 months loan, with a view to sign him to end of the season. We did go in the FA Cup fourth quarter round away to Hyde and beat them 2-0 with 2 late goals. This was a lot closer than what it should have been, but it just goes to show how much we are actually struggling, because we were pacing them last season. Miniam was complaining of lack of first team football with like 4 right backs at the club. I decided to release him since he was on a non-contract. Freed up a little bit of money. Jarby, one of his newer strikers, he's picked up an injury for 6 or 7 weeks. I'm thinking of terminating some contracts, which is something I probably will do in the future. Curzon Ashton won, Stockport Southport 0. This is the first win for ages, it seems. It was against bottom of the league, of course, but we struggled. And we changed system here. We had a defensive counter-attack 4-1-4-1 sort of situation here, and we did all right against Southport. You'd expect us to beat them though, and we did actually, like I say, get the win at the 10th time of asking. Or was it 9th? Yeah. This is at the North Vanarama, 365's Vanarama National League North victory with the Nash in 2017, very much buried in the past with supporters increasingly dubious that their manager can repeat such a feat. Well, I'm surprised you expect us to get promoted again, but, fair enough. We followed out with an away draw against Aldershot, and to be fair, we deserved nothing, so I was pretty pleased to get a draw. Followed it up with a very disappointing result against lower league opposition in AFC Fieldor, however you want to pronounce it. We were winning 1-0 and we were playing very well. It's the FA Cup. It's a chance to get some money into the club. Unfortunately for us, it meant that, well, you can see that we went out of the cup. I've just noticed there that I'm not quite in line. I hope this doesn't affect it too much. There we go. But it was a bit of a smash and grab from their point of view, because they were losing and they managed to get 2 goals out, pull 2 goals out of the dick hole, and causes some serious pain and anguish, which leads us to where we are now, which I haven't got the table for some reason, but yeah. So I realised after you saw like the intro screen again, I actually had a week to go, so there has been a bit more activity. Starting with Blake was asking to discuss personal matters. He won't get in many games. He's not good enough at scoring goals, so I've ended up saying I'll get rid of you as soon as I can. I let a few people go as well. We're not going to get a chance in the team. We've got about 1 million strikers. Jarby being one of them, Murray being another one. Ratchy's not really been performing when he's played. He looks better than what he is. Pollock, I've let him go as well. There's one reason I'm doing this. I'm getting rid of players that don't necessarily either cut it or they've got low determination. I'm trying to get more determined players into the team because we need it. We need people to battle. But it's clear that we're struggling. It really is clear. Liam Blake did eventually go. This is what he did for us basically. Not really much. He played 29 games in his first season, 5 assists, 6.98 average rating for that season. But other than that, he didn't really feature last season in the title-winning campaign, and he's had a few appearances here and not really done much. So I've moved to get rid of him. Now this guy is a bit of a weird one. He is far better than his other players at the minute, but his determination is only 9. But he does look good otherwise. Bravery is good, anticipation is good, decisions are good, leadership, teamwork and work rate are also decent. Jumping reach is 12, heading is 11. You can see why I've signed him. And the only thing that lets him down is determination, which is 9, which isn't too terrible. But like I'm trying to get rid of a few other players. Like I've got Jacob Davenport, who I got from Man City, and he does look decent, but his determination's 3. Is that really what we need in a relegation battle? Probably not. Then we move to sign Ben Hinchcliffe. This is in the week leading up to the deadline day for free transfers. Signed him on a £220 2-year 18-month contract or so. He looks a decent player overall. His determination is pretty high. Rotor rate is pretty good as well. First touch is 12, which is pretty good for a winger. He's not the quickest, but it looks pretty decent. There's only one great attribute here. That's leadership, which is 4. I'm expecting big things from this guy. Although at the minute we're going to be playing with this sort of midfielder here, so I need to look at that as soon as possible. Maybe set him on a bit of training. But there is a formation where if we do opt to go counter-attack, but he can drop him into that situation there, into that position there, should I say situation. What the hell am I about? And that leaves us here, which is where originally I was meant to say. 21st in the league. 1 point off safety. You know, if we win this game, win 3-0 or something, we could end up as high as 18th. But given our recent form, although it did pick up slightly under the counter-attacking formation, there we go, I don't know why I'm doing that. Given our recent form, like against the decent sides, i.e. Tranmere's, which, well, I say against Tranmere, like Tranmere, I'm thinking like your Wrexhams. The team's top of the table, I can't even remember them all now, but there's York's another team. I think there'll probably be a tough test coming up. We've got a away game here today against Tranmere, 2 home games following. Well, no, I'm going to say that's not going to be the next game, but after that we've got 2 home games, so hopefully if we do get a poor result here, we'll be able to turn it around in the home games in the games to come. So this is the team we're going to be using for this game against Tranmere. You might recognise the system. It is indeed the one we used in our title winning campaign. Basically going back to it because, you know, as good as the counter-attacking system worked against like the bottom of the league, Southport, and we're beating 1-0, that's the only game that really we played any good basically. We do, however, only have at the minute for right. So we could play Jordan Wright on the right, to be fair, but we're going for Thewlis because he's an inside forward. He knows where the goal is. He's got 12 finishing, for Christ's sake. He should know where it is at this level. Yeah, so starting with Grimes in net, of course. Going for a back four: Smith, Ashworth, Flynn, and McCarthy. Tete, the new guy that I don't think you've seen yet. He's done all right in his first 2 games for us. He's got a goal and won a match in one of the games. And Wright is going to be the other ball-winning midfielder because, as you can see, he's fully confident of playing there. He's only 2-star, really, but you know what? He's a determined player. He's got 14 determination, 12 work rate. That'll do for me. Tackling is 10. He's hopefully going to prove a decent, not addition because he's already been here, but re-addition to the squad because I haven't played him that much. He's only played 2 games. 2 games and 2 sub-appearances in the league and a sub-appearance in the FA Cup. He's mainly played in the reserve games. Then moving into the front 3, I've already mentioned Thewlis. Is the only existing starter, if you like. Then we've got Hinchcliffe and Coughlin, who I'm very excited to see how they perform. Coughlin, you know, he hasn't got amazing stats for a deep line forward, but I think he's going to be able to do a job. These are the ones I highlighted. Off the ball's only 9, teamwork's 11, decisions 8, but it's a determination factor and work rate which I'm really looking forward to. He's got a fair bit of pace as well. So I'm hoping he's going to be a decent player for us here. So getting into the game, obviously we've got lots of new numbers to give out, so 14 can go to there for him, even Ben Hinchcliffe and Coughlin. It's going to take us a while to get used to these players. Again, it's going to affect the tactics. It's going to knock it down a little bit in the familiarity. So hopefully we can get ourselves a positive result, switching back to the old faithful, if you like. I'm just hoping that we just don't get trounced, because we have been taking a pasting or battering lately. So we are away from home, so it is going to be made a little bit harder here. As you can see here, they've got the likes of Stephen Hunt. You might remember him as a player who famously broke Petr Cech's skull. I don't think it was intentional. Other people might argue that it was. He's on £1,700 a week, for God's sake. He used to be on that a lot higher than that, of course. And besides his physical stats, he's still capable easily, I reckon, in League 1 to... well, League 2, League 1 at a push. 36 years old, of course, so he's not going to be as effective. Another player you might recognise here is Gary Taylor-Fletcher. Similar sort of story. Very, very good technically and mentally. Not so good in the physical stats, but obviously going to be a massive threat on that right-hand side. Other notable people that I recognise are Ross Killick. Here he's got some decent technical stats in terms of defending ones. He's going to be very tough to break down. Other than that, strikers up front, got Jared Bowen here, sorry, who looks a little bit, it's like a better version of Jordan Thewlis. He's definitely going to be one to watch out for. So into this game, we are not great in terms of morale. So I'm going to say no pressure, and then I'm going to try and build everyone up. You guys, I'm not expecting too much, if I'm honest with you, because it's your first game for us. But who knows? Maybe you know, beginners look sort of thing. I know it's not beginners; they're not beginners. Although they could be making the first outings as a professional, well, semi-professional in this case. Football. They're not on non-contracts; they're actually contracted to the club now, and I'm expecting, well, hoping for, should I say, big things from both of these two guys. Leaving the other guy off the subs bench, I've got John Jones, David Moyo, Leo Hunt, the left midfielder, why am I saying Jordan? Liam Thompson, you know, the old faithful for the attacking centre mid player, and Luke Foster is a DM just in case we change the system. So getting to the game. No point looking at the league table at this moment in time because we are nowhere. I might look at it a little bit closer to the end of the season if we are still in a relegation fight. I'm not going to say playoffs because I think it's pretty evident that we're not going to be making the playoffs anytime soon. So we've got a throw, but it doesn't really matter because it's the end of the highlight. But Wright gets it now. Hinchcliffe in a bit of an advanced position. He lays it off for McCarthy, still filling in for Downey. He's in a position to cross. He does, but it's hit the defender and gone out for a corner. Right now with the corner. Which reminds me, I need to set up my corners. But McCarthy heads over the bar. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it seems that Ben Atkinson is definitely a miss, especially from his set pieces. He provided quite a few assists last season, if I remember rightly, especially in key games. I think I could sign him if I really wanted to, but he was asking for about £600 a week, which is no way affordable at this moment in time. If his demands have dropped, I might check on the last day of the free transfer deadline and see if I can bring him in, because he was such a key player for us last season. But Liam Thompson now showing only as a 2.5-star player because he's gone to 25 years old, and he's obviously on £600 a week. I think I'm going to find it hard to get rid of him, if I'm being honest with you, because it's pretty clear now he's not going to be good enough for this league, I think, which is why I've opted for playing Pedro Carneiro, just purely because he's not that determined, granted, but he's decent. He's got decent technical stats, which is why I've left him in. I'm hoping the determination rubs off on the ones that don't have high determination. So, you know, likes of Michael Tetty has come in. Jordan Wright's coming in as well with his, 14 determination. We've got Hinchcliffe who's coming in with his 16 determination. Matty McCarthy's he's quite determined with his 13. I put Luke Ashworth back in the side purely for the fact that he's got 15 determination, and Liam Smith is another with 10, but he's got some decent decent mental stats. Back into the game. Enough waffling, GW. Shut the beep up. Don't know why I had to beat there, but never mind. Barthram has got it now, and he lays it off for Power. Tranmere trying to force an attack here. Raymond's on this left hand side. He's up against Tete, I believe, and Tete does get in there with a decent tackle and lays the ball down the line for Thewlis to chase, and he's down the right hand side now. What can he do here? He's got an option inside in the shape of Carnero, and there he's found him. But he's tackled well, and now Hunt somehow makes Thewlis fall over, but it's one back. Tete doing very well in there. McCarthy now on this left hand side. He's in a position to cross. He does cross, and I think I've got it on comprehensive, which is not what we want. I've just realised, because I was looking at what my tactic was doing, the counter-attacking one. I will probably use a counter-attacking one in situations where we're winning 1-0, 2-0 with about 10 minutes to go. However, at this moment in time, is key the best ones to use or extended? I'll go for key. But it just means there's no highlights whatsoever, apparently. You know, I'd take a 0-0 at this stage. Not going to lie. Tete's got himself a yellow card, which is supposed to be expected. Get rid of that. Now another yellow card. You know, I don't mind getting yellow cards. Tete stood like Ronaldo. Crosses in. It's bounced everywhere, and Hinchcliffe has got a goal on his debut. Oh, he's offside. How was he offside from a corner? That looked a bit dubious to me, but I don't know. You have to watch it back. We did hit the post there as well, apparently. Oh, we hit the post at some stage. But we're doing alright. We're not doing too bad. We're slightly edging in the average rating. We're 50-50 on a possession, and it's pretty much no pressure whatsoever. No pressure whatsoever. Watch that again. Ball comes in. No one there. No white shirts. Hits him in the face and goes in. I'm pretty disappointed, if I'm being completely honest. I think you could tell with me all of a sudden just stopping talking. That was shocking. But the thing is, I can't be too hard on them because the morale is important. So I've got to say unlucky, because it is unlucky that it's come off his face. I am going to bollock him for it, like. Aggressive? No, I can't say that. But I'm going to say I'm not happy with him. And he knows why. And he's motivated, which is what I like to see. Not really fussed about the keeper. I don't want to upset the rest of the players. But they've gained confidence, which is good. We just need to press on, because at the end of the day, we are losing by fortune, basically. By Tranmere's fortune. The pleasing thing is, we're more than matching them now. We've got more chances, and you know, in recent games we've been getting pummeled. I was reluctant to use this system because of the fact that, you know, we started getting his asses handed to us. And that is some goal by Cole Stockton. I still think that Baird is a massive loss. He went to Shrewsbury or wherever he went to be on the bench. But yeah, Stockton gets it here. And he just, you know, the defender's done right. He's forced him wide, and to pick out the top corner, that's some finishes that. And I can't really have any arguments, if I'm being completely honest. Oh good, oh good. New signing gets an injury straight away. That's one thing I will say. I've had tons of injuries. Hinchcliffe there, the other new signing, nearly getting on the end of it. I'm probably going to take you off in 5 minutes, pal, so you might as well just stay on. Tete swings another corner. It's headed away by Finney. Comes back out to Tete, who squares it to right now. Can he make up for his error earlier? Carnero seems to have stopped wanting to have shots. When he first started, he got a couple of goals. One of them were a rate peach. Carnero though finds Coughlin, who has a shot. It's hit the bar. And that's what he's capable of. Little snapshots like that. So yeah, we are going to make a change now. He is injured. We can't risk him too much. Look at the subs morale. It's just appalling. I've got to bring him on though. I've got no other option really. And I'm going to bring Thompson on, see if he can do a little bit better than Carnero. Yeah, we will certainly look to improve their morale. All we can do really at this stage. But David Moyes got a couple of goals, I think. Has he? Has he even scored this season? I'm not entirely sure, but he's got that bit of pace about him, which hopefully can get him behind. He's still a 3-star ability player there. Determination's 10, which isn't terrible, but I'll tell you what is terrible, this happening. Both new signings getting injuries. I mean, you couldn't write it. They're not medically, showing signs on the reports of being, having problems with injury. I just don't get it. I do not get it. The amount of injuries we've had, maybe it's his pitch, but I know the chance of, well, we're away, so it doesn't matter. It's a strange one. As Power finds another shot, Stockton gets time and space to find somehow Sinclair via a tackle, and that's 3-0. And you have to say, on evidence of play, we're unlucky. We've had more chances, we've had more possession, and we find ourselves 3-0 down, and it's gutting, to say the least. This is a formation that served us so well, and it just seems to be making no changes. 3-0 is appalling. Maybe one day you'll get to see a decent result. But as for now, that's a 3-0 loss. And 2 injuries. And all of a sudden you just know that chances are we're going down. It wasn't a pleasing performance. I can't fault your effort, but they got beat 3-0. I'm not happy. I ain't happy. I'm sorry, but I'm not, boys. That's terrible. I'm going to see if I can sign any more players in this period here. But yeah, that's just unfortunate. Is that we didn't deserve 3-0. I think if you think I deserved 3-0 there, let us know in the comments and tell us why I deserved it, and let me know what I'm doing wrong. Hinchcliffe, oh my God, 8 weeks. I only just signed him. 6 weeks. I only just signed him. It's just disgusting. And it's saying it's a tactical blunder, but it's not. I drew 0-0 having 6 shots against Altrincham or whoever it was, and they had 22. I was, that's not what you want. He hasn't scored yet, it seems, unless he scored in the early. Oh yeah, scored one game. Scored in one game. Obviously still getting linked with decent jobs. Doncaster Rovers wanting me apparently. They're in League One. I'll tell you something, if that came up, I might be tempted. So it seems like I'm failing here. It's only going to put like a blip on my resume, if you like. Yeah, so going into the next video, we're probably going to be coming back for the Bromley game on the 2nd of December. If you haven't enjoyed this video, for as bad as it was, please hit that like button if you can. You can see that I'm starting to get a little bit demoralised. It might help us somewhat if you can drop a like, and subscribe if you want to see more failures here. But yeah, if you do think anyone else might enjoy the content, please send them the way on my channel, and hopefully I'll be able to put on a better performance for them. We've got 2 home games next, so hopefully we can turn it round. But until then, I will see you then. Bye bye.